Welcome back to the Great Gambino channel. Today, we're heading to the Petersen Auto Museum here in Los Angeles. In this video, you'll get a taste of everything from classic and historical cars to one of my all-time favorites, the Gen 1 Dodge Viper. We'll check out iconic movie cars, a stunning gold DeLorean, and a lineup of supercars, hypercars, motorcycles, and even Formula race cars. We'll also dive into the modern history of autonomous vehicles and explore the totally awesome exhibit on 80s and 90s car culture. And don't miss our visit to the museum's legendary vault, filled with endless amazing and rare cars. Stick around and let's dive in.
Okay, so we arrived and parked here at Petersen. I just want to point out, I think it's pretty cool. We have the Corvette C8. Last time we were here, we looked at a Corvette C8 and I contemplated buying one. I was saying how this is the first time I really wanted a Corvette. And it's just cool coming back here years later and actually having it. Okay, so here is a Corvette C8. Really love this one now, and I do kind of want to get one eventually. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let's see what else they have. Now we see the Dodge Viper. Maybe we'll look at that, and maybe that. Maybe that'll be the next one.
They have a cafe here, Jim.
Perfect.
Oh, we already bought tickets online.
Look at the tires. They're illuminated.
1953. So some of these are actual like famous people's cars and stuff. So they'll tell you like who the owner is and stuff like that.
It's the Lincoln Capri. Was this like a thing, the illuminated tire?
I don't know.
I mean, it's on the lineup with all these other ones. Look at this one.
Can you imagine going down the street in one of those? Cadillac.
Suspension, right?
The original from
They used it in the movie.
the Transformer movie. You can see the wear on it that they did. This is the one that it changed into, though, when they made fun of the other one for being beat up. So here we have the, it's the 1989 Batmobile.
Wow, I can take a better one.
Let's try to get this side profile coming up. Probably my favorite Batmobile, and it's most likely the age I was when this came out. Look at those huge tires. Look at the windshield wiper. It's on like a track system.
Oh yeah, it slides.
Yeah, and they have the little Batman symbols on the rims there. Okay, this is from a movie I loved and I watched a lot in the early 2000s. Gone in 60 Seconds. It was the Eleanor. You remember this from Gone in 60 Seconds, friend?
I never watched it.
You ever watched it? Nicolas Cage? Oh, we got to watch that one. It's a good one. So last time they had a white Countach, but they got a blue one here right now. What is this? Very, very low to the ground. I don't know if you could see my leg compared to this. It's really low to the ground. Tiny too. But check it out. You can see everything through the windshield here. Okay, this is a really interesting one because this is the mid-engine concept for a Corvette. And there you can see there's the engine in the back, mid-engine. Let's get the interior real quick. I've never seen this in person before. And, you can just imagine there's a big air intake right there. You can just imagine if this or something similar was approved, you wonder the history of Corvette would have gone quite different. But, now we're mid-engine. We're at mid-engine now, so,
let's see where things go into the future. So for anyone that says that the Corvette should not be a mid-engine car, it almost was. This is kind of cool. 1981 DeLorean, but it is gold. So just to pop in here real quick, after filming this, I did a little bit of research and found out that this gold DeLorean is actually part of a super limited run that American Express offered back in 1980. They were advertised through their catalog, and they intended to sell up to 100 of these 24-karat gold-plated DeLoreans at about $85,000 each. In reality though, only 2 were actually sold through that promotion, and a third one was assembled later from spare parts. So yeah, this thing you're looking at isn't just flashy, it's one of only 3 in existence, basically a golden time machine unicorn. Okay, so this car here, you can see how crazy it opens up and the engine and everything, but we noticed that it has a mirror on the top there. And let me see if I can get around the other side here, show you the car a little bit. Very, very hyper car. But there's a window too. I don't know exactly how this works, but I'm guessing that there's a reflected image somehow that bounces and maybe goes into the mirror inside the car. So it's like an old school backup camera system, if you will. This is pretty intense. Look at this thing. Wonder how many millions of dollars this thing costs. I don't 100% know what this is, but it's gorgeous. How big that air intake is. Oh, it's a Chrysler. Just get a quick shot of all these classic motorcycles. Starting from 1915. Well, this is 1914, the Sears one right here. 1912. So this is going backwards. 1911 here. We have 1903 Orient. 1898. Let's loop around and see where we go, what direction. Some Indian ones right there. 1905. You can just see up the line, it keeps going. It's an Indian. A lot of them. 1908 Indian. What year is it, friend?
1909.
And yeah, look at the belt. Look at this. Get right under there. Now we're talking. If you were a kid in the 80s and remember the show GoBots, kind of like a less popular Transformers, here's a fun little fact. The character Crasher originally started off as a white Porsche character in Japan before becoming the black villain car we know, and this 1986 Porsche 962 you're looking at here is actually an evolution of that original design. So you can see the origins of Crasher in this white Porsche right here at the Petersen, just a cool nod to the GoBots history. It's a Formula car. McLaren. So I think this is, I take Waymos a lot. I've done videos about taking Waymos. This is a section that's explaining maybe the history of that. This is interesting. This is one with no dash, no wheel, nothing like that. And I think that's a way to go. Maybe this is a future. Maybe this is, either this was an original concept plan. Well, let's look at it. 2015. Okay, so this was a ways back. And you can see the timeline keeps going on. And this is, I believe I know they have like the bigger Waymos I'm starting to see in LA now, but this is the Jaguar Waymo concept. Not concept, that's actually the reality. This is the ones that are more common that you will find. Yeah, this is what I'm used to. So yeah, I think it's the same one as that model that we saw in the glass. This is kind of neat. It's like a projected image on a canvas, it looks like. You can see the wheels spinning. Here is like a van version. No steering wheel on this one. Much more space in the back. my own personal prediction, I feel like once these things become really, really solid and the world trusts them, because right now trust is a big problem. A lot of people do not feel safe. I've posted the video of me driving around in it. Well, not driving, being driven around in it. And a lot of people said, you're crazy, I would never do that. Of course, that's going to eventually change throughout time. And when it does, I think that's when people are going to be more comfortable not sitting facing forward. And they'll have it a little bit more set up for social and just, entertainment purposes when you're in there just enjoying yourself. Maybe watching a movie, playing a game, whatever. Or just enjoying the sights wherever you're going if you're going on a cool trip. In the electric section, we have the EV1. It's from the movie, the documentary, Whatever Happened to the Electric Car. A lot of these were crushed and taken away. But that was early 90s, I believe. Yeah, late 90s, 1996. And then over here they have the, this is a new car. This is a Tesla Roadster that never came out. Okay. I thought, because last time I was around here, they had the original Tesla, which was made out of the Lotus body, but this one I've never seen in person. This is that Roadster that just never came to reality, but who knows, maybe they'll eventually have it. As soon as you step into the Petersen Automotive Museum's totally awesome 80s and 90s exhibit, the unmistakable sound of 80s hits pours from the speakers. At the bottom of the stairs, a pristine white Lamborghini Countach is waiting. Its scissor doors are lifted high. You can walk right up and look inside at the interior that defined a generation of dream cars. The Countach is a true 80s icon, the ultimate poster car and a symbol of what a supercar really is. Just a few steps away sits a Lotus Esprit. For me, this one's personal. I had a framed picture of a red Esprit on my wall as a kid, right next to a bright yellow Ferrari Testarossa. Those posters were some of the first sparks that got me hooked on cars. Seeing a Lotus Esprit here brings all of that back. Earlier in the exhibit, we saw the Aerovette from the 60s and 70s, Chevrolet's first real flirtation with a mid-engine Corvette. Down here, the story picks up again with the Corvette Indy from the 80s. Sleek, futuristic, and way ahead of its time. It never made it to production, but it proves how Chevrolet kept circling back to the mid-engine dream. Next up is the 1997 Dodge Copperhead, a car I'd never even heard of until now. That surprised me because I've always loved the Viper. The connection is clear the moment you see it. Before I even knew its name, I pointed out to Francis that it had Viper-like hood vents, and sure enough, Dodge had planned it as a more affordable little brother. Same snake theme, same aggressive styling, a price of about $30,000. Sadly, it never reached production, but after seeing it here, I kind of wish it had. It feels like a Viper from an alternate reality. Now, let's talk about a true rarity, the 1988 Chisetta V16T. This is pure 80s supercar excess. It's finished in bright white with a design that borrows from the era's most famous cars. The silhouette looks like a Lamborghini Diablo. The side intakes recall the Ferrari Testarossa. Inside, it's trimmed in a striking red interior. And one of its quirks is the headlights. Not 2, but 4 pop-ups across the front. Just pure 80s flair. Under the hood is a 6.0-liter V16 making about 540 horsepower. Only about a dozen were ever built. Bold, unique, unforgettable. Moving through the exhibit, there's a beautiful 1995 GTR. A lineup of 90s sport bikes like the Kawasaki Ninja. Even a one-off Mercedes Lotex C1000 built to produce 1,000 horsepower, and a purple Vector that made me geek out immediately.
What is this one? Oh, it's a Vector. What? I've never seen it in this color before. Last time I think they had a white Vector, I want to say. These have always been interesting cars to me. I believe they're American. Didn't make a lot of these, and I believe they had a problem where they were lighting up on fire. Very expensive, so obviously that's not going to help sales. If they light up on fire often, you're not going to want to spend the money on something like that. That's going to be such a financial risk. So this is a 1996. Cost-saving measures led to the extensive use of Lamborghini Diablo components, saying. So the engine was a Lamborghini V12. It was $189,000, approximately $385,000 in today's money.
Next up, we have one of the pop culture highlights of the entire exhibit, the actual prop DeLorean from Back to the Future Part 1. Fully tricked out and ready to time travel, complete with glowing time circuits and a flux capacitor. Nearby is a 1982 Pac-Man hot rod, chrome engine, wide rear tires, glitter-speckled paint. It's loud, over the top, and completely perfect for the era. Finally, one of my favorite sections, the gaming display. It shows the evolution of car video games that so many of us who grew up in the 80s and 90s played for hours. These games helped fuel our love for cars, and seeing them laid out here was a nostalgic trip all its own.
This is the last room in the Totally Awesome. You see lots of toy displays, lots of different things mixed with artwork, and we'll go around. There's a lot of people here, but you could just see all the different influence and pop culture from the 80s, just toys and stuff that kids played with that, you know, if you figure you're talking about the 80s now, most of the people are in their 40s or 50s, and they're at the age where they can afford to buy cars, and, you know, they're realizing some of those cars they wanted that they dreamed about when they were kids. And yeah, it's like a roots thing for sure for someone my age. Oh, I remember these things people had. It's a gigantic version. Huh. Okay, so this is kind of funny. Their artwork with like the different toys and things mixed in. You have the Queen up there. Oh, look at, they're playing with Hot Wheels way up there. It's kind of hard to get. It's way up. Whoa, look at this thing.
Remember? Kids
Oh,
had the race car
yeah,
beds?
the race car beds kids had. That's pretty cool.
My friend who lived across the street had a race car.
Here's another piece of art that is made out of tire. Trying to keep it centered here.
It's shaggy.
You can see the tires down at the bottom. And they also have these bookshelves with gumball dispensers that have cars in it. And then there's this American flag made out of a bunch of different toy cars in the Hot Wheels Matchbox scale. I think that's considered 1/64.
Now we get to go to the vault.
Yes, let's go to the vault. We are going down the stairs right now. We're going to the vault, and we're going to see what they have.
Right as you step inside, the first cars you see are these early 1920s classics, simple shapes with tall wheels that still echo horse-drawn carriages. And in the corner, a massive Rolls-Royce touring car built with space for passengers to ride in comfort long before modern luxury was even imagined. Here we see the design of the 1930s coming to life. First, a streamlined classic with long fenders and polished chrome, then the details, a winged figure, and an archer frozen in mid-flight. Even the ornaments were built as works of art, turning every car into a statement.
I think that the cars are going up by year.
Okay.
So if you're trying to find your car,
My car will be the early 90s.
so it's going to be a little bit.
All right, we got a ways. These are, I mean, it's going to be hard to show a sense of scale, but these are massive, massive cars. This car, Frank, stand next to this thing. It's a crazy Rolls Royce.
The door is a circle with LED.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Circle.
It's huge. I wish I could show how big it is. It's really hard to get a sense of scale, but this thing is awesome. What year is this from? Imagine driving this thing. You must have had been the king.
1925.
Unbelievable. Peeking around this corner, we can't come over here because there's a rope, but that is I believe that is the Model 1 Lotus Tesla that I was talking about earlier. They must be working on it. That's why it wasn't upstairs, but there it is. Okay, two cars right here. So I'm going to show first the Lamborghini, and I'll get a little more of this. And then my absolute favorite car.
The 1992.
Yes. This is one of the, oh my goodness, I just love it. So there it is. This is the one that Doug Morano actually took out on the streets of LA. God, it's so beautiful. It's so timeless looking.
Something.
What?
I think this is better looking than the Ferrari.
The Ferrari. Oh, I think too. I literally think it's one of the best looking cars I've ever. I mean, also the time frame that I grew up in. I mean, this was the hot car to have all throughout the 90s. I think I'm going to buy one. I really do. I was very, very, very close to buying a Gen 2 Viper. In fact, I made an offer on it. It didn't go through. And then the Corvette went back online, so I bought my Corvette. Now, one of the problems with these when you're buying them is the interior, it's peeled a lot, and people can redo it. As long as the body of the car is in good shape and the interior's okay, I'll pull the trigger on one if I find one that I like. I expected it to have more gaps because a lot of people say that they're built kind of like kit cars because these are handmade. But the lines look fine to me. I don't know if they maybe pulled this one together a little tighter because it's a museum car. And if you look here, there's a little quirk. There is a leveler here. That's why there's liquid. They do that to center the lights up when they're putting them in, and it costed too much money to take them out, so they just left them in. Fran was just saying, I don't know if this picked up on the mic, but this was the 5th one that they made.
The Ford GT lineage is here too, from the legendary GT40 that beat Ferrari at Le Mans to today's modern supercar. Back in the museum earlier, we saw a blue Countach, but here in the vault, there's another blue Countach, this one parked beside a white Aventador. It's a striking visual of Lamborghini style, evolving from its wedge-shaped legend to its modern V12 power. And just next to them, check out this Audi R8 displayed in an exploded form. Its body panel suspended in mid-air to reveal the heart of the supercar and show how Audi managed to pack a V10 engine into its mid-engine layout. On the other side, Ferrari's bloodline of exotics. First, the SF90, Ferrari's first plug-in hybrid supercar, which is why you'll notice it plugged in here. Next to it, the 488, a turbocharged V8 mid-engine machine that defined Ferrari in the 2010s. And then, the centerpiece, the Ferrari Enzo. Only 400 of these were built, making it one of the most coveted Ferraris in existence. At the end of the row, the F12 Berlinetta, a front-engine V12 Grand Tourer that mixes elegance with raw power. And then, right after that wall of Italian exotics, an American legend, the 1963 Corvette Stingray. Known for its one-year-only split-rear window, this car is one of the most collectible Corvettes ever built. The vault also houses cars that look like they belong in the future instead of the past. A gold-plated angular concept car with fighter jet styling. Next to it, Honda's 2008 FC Sport, a hydrogen-powered design study that imagined clean energy wrapped in sports car form. These one-offs and experiments remind us that sometimes, the boldest ideas never make it past the prototype stage.
It looks like a 3000, yeah, it's a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. I really like it. I used to love these when I was a kid. I ended up getting an Eclipse, which was the closest I can come. I mean, in the 90s, the air intakes on this, chrome wheels, just the overall front look, little details like the headlights having that red inlay. Yeah, oh, this here, I think I've seen this one reviewed online. This is a hardtop convertible, which was rare. So this is actually like our Corvette. It's it's hardtop, but it also, you can drop it.
It says that this is an armored vehicle that was used by Franklin D. Roosevelt.
And you could see it looks like there's like these metal sheets that I'm guessing go up to block and cover the glass. At least that's what it looks like, if I had to take a guess.
Not every car here is a headline exotic. This late 40S Chevy convertible instantly called to mind Daniel LaRusso's yellow ride from The Karate Kid in Cobra Kai. His was a 48 Ford, but the era and the look are so close you can almost picture Mr. Miyagi tossing Daniel the keys.
Okay, so here is a dune buggy. You know, I really like dune buggies. If I had like endless funds, I think I'd get a purple one. Yeah, it's kind of fancier than the typical dune buggy, I think. But I would get a purple one. I don't know why. It's just always, I think I must have had a toy purple one when I was a kid or something, because when I think of dune buggies, I always think of bright or sparkly purple. This is a really cool, like, purple pearlish type of color.
California car culture is on full display here too. Rows of candy paint hot rods with flames, chrome pipes, and oversized engines. Built in garages and workshops, these cars were rolling art, loud, bright, and designed to stop traffic. The hot rod scene turned ordinary cars into icons of individuality. Mixed among them are the cars that stepped straight out of pop culture. George Barris's flamboyant Grease Lightning, a tribute to the movie Grease. the Mach 5 from Speed Racer, a full-scale replica of the cartoon hero's car, Suki's pink Honda S2000 from Too Fast, Too Furious, and even a lowrider masterpiece, the Toyota Corolla known as Touch of Wine 2 with its candy paint and gold accents, each one a reminder of how cars became characters in their own right. And finally, the vault closes with pure competition. Formula One machines, Indy cars, and dragsters, each one built for a single purpose: speed. These cars show how racing technology has evolved through the decades, pushing the limits of engineering again and again.
That's the end of the vault. We're walking out now.
We're gonna go into the gift store, see what's in there, if there's anything cool. Okay, so they have a bunch of Hot Wheels. Look at this, they got the Masters of the Universe. And they have a pretty cool Countach right here too. They got a little turtle van right here. Oh, they got more Master stuff. Really cool. There, they got your DeLoreans. That kind of looks like the one that's out front that we just looked at. Wonder if it's the same one. It probably is. You got some Legos. Now, there's some really cool Lego sets I want. Actually, they have a Porsche Classic, and there is a Lamborghini Countach. And they also have a C1 Corvette. I wouldn't mind either one of those. They're pretty big and pretty expensive. That's why I don't have one.
Just coming out to the garage, leaving Francis, and I noticed that somebody parked a 2017 Viper. Check it out. So they went back to the RT10 style body. This is SRT, but it has that same side panel. Very similar look to the Gen 1, Gen 2. This one was only out for a few years and then they canceled it, so the price just went nuts. But I do love this. I think it's really, really nice. But for the money, I'd honestly rather have a Gen 1 or Gen 2. But this is really, really special. Okay, so that was a nice treat. And there was a lot more cars here than last time. I think, well, not more, but at least there's a bunch of different cars.
Oh yeah, it was a completely different experience this time.
And for me, it was special seeing the Viper. I finally got to see a Gen 1 Viper up close and got to see the latest gen.
What I would also say, though, is it's definitely worth paying to go see the vault. The first time we didn't, and the vault is actually very, very special. So if you're going to come all the way out here, definitely do the vault.
You heard it here first, so thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.
On the Grace Camino channel.